Hi, today I plan to talk about accountability. So, responsibility, accountability, many words. Actually, I've been working with this topic for a long time, both personally and in business. In business, actually, I've been using the words, are you accountable or are you a victim? Especially in kind of matrix organizations and in complex organizations, it gets tricky and very easy for people to not take accountability and to say, okay, it's outside of my direct area of control, so I'm not going to touch it. But actually, the way things really happen, especially in high-performing teams and high-performing businesses, is when they really take the accountability. For example, you just grab 3 people, get them in the room, and work through it. I said also at the beginning, it's about personal life as well. Actually, very easy in a relationship, or with your kids, to take too much accountability or not enough, depending on the situation. So for example, with my wife, we talk a lot about accountability and about taking accountability for our own kind of well-being and our own self-awareness. So of course, my wife Tara may give me feedback about something, or I may trigger, with the kids, there may be certain triggers, certain things like about tidiness, for example, that really drive me nuts. But then the question is, what do I do with it? Do I keep imposing my own ideas on other people, or do I take accountability to take a step back and think for myself, is this really necessary in all circumstances? Am I just doing this as a trigger, or am I consciously deciding that this is a topic I need to work on? In personal life too, it becomes very easy to kind of share and just, if for example, my wife's really good, she's really fast at getting things done. So it's very easy for me to just say, you do it, you need it really quickly. But that's also not taking accountability. It's kind of passing the buck. It's very easy to pass the buck to other people, whether she's fast or whether she's just good at something or whatever, and then actually not take the ownership, not try to learn for yourself. And then when something goes wrong, it's really easy to then point the finger at the other person. What I've learned over time is that actually for me to develop, for me to become the person that I am and the person I want to be going forward, I need to take accountability, both for my behavior, also for the way I handle my emotions, for the way I am sharing the responsibility, to be clear with people, to have those sometimes difficult conversations around, well, you do this and I'll do that, and then to hold the other person accountable. Well, actually, you didn't do this. So what happened? Why didn't you do what you promised? Why didn't you do what you kind of committed to do? Ultimately, in my mind, accountability, whether it's at home or at work, comes down to trust. One little example of trust I have with my kids is to talk about a trust bank. And again, maybe not talking about trust bank in work context, but I think it's really important to think about. So do you make a deposit, i.e. do you keep your promise? Do you fulfill your commitments? Or do you take a withdrawal when you actually let somebody down, or you don't follow up on something, or whatever else? Just like with a bank account, you need to balance them out. If you're constantly making withdrawals, of course your trust will go down, and then you have to do work to build up. On the other hand, if you're building up trust by making a lot of kind of keeping your promises on a regular basis and turning up when you need to, that also is very positive, and people are much more forgiving when you do have an off day, like we all do. So, hopefully you are taking accountability for your own life, and the idea here is to really help you to see that accountability and taking personal responsibility is not just something that applies in the work context, it applies in everything we do. Because at the end of the day, trust is the basis, is the base for all human relationships. So, be accountable and enjoy life. Thank you.